everybody, I'm Lisa Bettany, and today I thought I would show you what I have in my camera bag. I get a lot of questions of the gear that I use and why I use it, so today I'm going to show you what's in this puppy. Lately I've been shooting a lot of landscapes, and generally that means I have to travel to location and hike to it. And when you're traveling 8, 10, 12K, you do not want to be carrying every single piece of gear that you own. So the first thing I do when considering what gear I'm going to take with me is what do I want to shoot. So if I just want to shoot landscapes, then I will probably only bring 1 or 2 lenses, and that will really cut down on the amount of weight I'm carrying. So this is the Think Tank Retrospective 10. It's a great small bag. It's not only good for what I'm using it for with landscapes, but it's also a great city bag because it kind of blends in. It doesn't scream. There's lots of camera gear in here, so it's kind of an undercover bag. It's fairly small, but it's really deep, so it'll fit my largest lens, which is the 70-200, in here quite comfortably. So a few of the essentials I always have with me are spare batteries. And before I go anywhere, I make sure these are charged because there's nothing worse than putting a dead battery in your camera when there's the most epic shots. I also carry with me a lot of spare memory cards, especially if I plan on shooting HDRs where I'm taking a lot of multiple exposures or sometimes video. So I have this really cool little Think Tank case that I carry a bunch of memory cards, and a sneaky trick that I do, once I've used them, I turn them the other way around so I don't grab this memory card by accident and start shooting on it. Another thing I always do before I head out on a big trip is go through all these cards, make sure I have all the photos on them, and then wipe them clean. So another useful tool if you're shooting long exposures is a remote trigger. So I generally carry this one in my bag if I remember. Sometimes I forget. I always bring a couple of microfiber cloths to clean my lenses off, especially if I'm shooting near water. Something that I've recently acquired is a lens cleaner spray, and it's actually for sunglasses. I got it from Sunglass Hut and it was really cheap. The one they sell in the photo store was really expensive, and this is the exact same thing. And if you're shooting near water, sometimes you'll get salt on your lens and it's really hard to get it off. So I'll just spray a little bit of this, and I have these Tiffin lens cleaner paper, and I'll just use one of these. They're disposable and they help to get off that salt. Another thing that's really useful is a headlamp. You can use this when you're shooting night photography or just at dusk or dawn when you're trying to find your gear. Just clip it on your head. You can see what's in your bag. As far as lenses go, I generally have the 16-35 on my camera body, the Canon 5D Mark III. And I have a really great strap, the Optec Pro, which I love. I used to have the Black Rapid strap that's screwed onto the bottom, but that was really annoying because most of the time I have a tripod plate attached to my camera, and that meant unscrewing and screwing it back on, and you kind of have to have your tripod plate really, really tight all of the time. So that's why I really like this strap, and it's got a lot of padding, which is good for me. Generally I have a circular polarizer attached to my lens. I don't like to take it off and on a lot of, especially if I'm near water or it's raining. It's just kind of annoying, and they're really annoying to keep clean. So once I've cleaned it, I'll put it on, and that's that. Usually if I have my wide, I'll have a longer lens, and my long telephoto lens is a 70-200, and this lens is beautiful. I love it, and that kind of gives me pretty much everything I need. The other lens I'll take about 50% of the time is the 100mm macro lens. And this is great to shoot nature macros, which sometimes present themselves when you're least expecting them, a little leaf with dewdrops on them or something like that. And this fall I kind of got into shooting mushrooms, so I would always bring this just in case I saw something cool. Sometimes I'll bring it if I feel like I'm in a macro mode, or sometimes I'll leave it behind if I want to travel really, really light. I always pack some sort of snack. Really important if you're going on a long hike or you're shooting overnight. Pack a snack. Tip of the day. So the tripod I'm using right now is the Gitzo Traveler 1541. It's really light, really sturdy, and it folds up to a nice manageable size that will fit in my carry-on luggage. And sometimes I'll even just strap it on to the bag, just like that. And it won't add a lot of weight to my gear. So I don't know about you, but the light looks pretty awesome from here. So I gotta wrap up this video because I gotta go shoot some photos and be a photographer. I think my leg's asleep. It honestly is asleep. Ooh! Alright, here we go. Off on another adventure.